Former MPS teacher, Miss Bonds. How are you this morning?
I'm okay. I hope I can get enough time to say what I need to say because I have 3 points. First of all, MPS is villainized by all the media. I'm sorry. We're always talking negatively about it. So it'd be hard nowadays to even want to come in. But scores are low. I started the system in the 80s, and my sister started in the 70s. Special ed children were far and few, and they certainly weren't tested. Now I still have a sister in the system. Nonverbal children are part of the test scores, so when you all say the test scores are low, they should be. If I don't know ABC 1, 2, 3, how am I going to take a test, a state test? So that's one thing. When you hear someone saying their name started with C, so they checked all the C's, and you know the test is going to be a failure. That's one thing. People don't take that into mind, and that's why our scores are plummeting. Also, I knew several black men that I tried to mentor in the system.
When did you retire, Ms. Bonds, so that we can get a context? Because what an educator that just quit in 2024 would say about the climate might be different than a teacher who was teaching in, let's say, 2004 or 1994. So when did you start? You said in the 80s you started?
Yes, but I was all the way up until the 2010s, whatever it is.
Okay, did you see a difference in just say a change in student behavior or even parent behavior and parental involvement in those
parent behavior? You saw a big change.
Okay, all right.
All of a sudden, we had a book that we used to have that talked about student right, parent right, teacher's right. We noticed as we got past the 2000s, the student rights had the thicker book. The teacher's rights was a very thin pamphlet. Then parents had a bigger book, and the kids had the biggest. So all of a sudden, what you came in with a passion for, because this was my second job. I worked at TMJ 4. So teaching was a second job.
Ms. Bond, did you ever? I want to kind of I want to steer this conversation because there are teachers that are leaving now because they fear for their safety. Did you ever, toward the end of your career, were you afraid for your safety? Did you feel protected in the school? Like if you called for help because there was a disruption in your classroom?
Not at that time.
Okay.
Nope. I never felt unsafe.
All right.
But I have people in the system.
And you retired
who have had
when?
Chairs.
When did you retire? When was your last day as an official classroom teacher?
2013, right before Scott Walker did Act 10.
Okay, so 12
but I've
years
gone back to sub.
All right.
Yeah, I've gone back to sub. And not worried about my safety much, but
what grades would you sub for?
I did high school special ed a lot.
Oh, that's a tough one right there. That's where you would see the most problems.
I love it.
All right.
I love it. I love it.
Can you understand why some teachers would fear for their safety and want to resign? Because I'm going to go through some of the things they say in their exits interviews, and it's alarming.
You have chairs or tables thrown at you. That's a good way to feel for your safety. Everyone forgets about the safety person at Washington that was pushed down the steps. His head hit the wall, and he died.
Well, when did this happen? I want a school safety person ain't supposed to die. Ms. Bonds, have you ever had a table?
Yes, he did. It was at Washington High School.
Did you ever
have it was swept under the rug, and that's okay.
Did you ever have a table or a chair thrown at you?
No, I've had somebody push a table down, but I guess, I guess I let them know what what I would and wouldn't take.
What words would
My
you say to
students-
encourage a young person to get into teaching? Because we have a teacher shortage, and I do want more African American teachers to
As
teach
I
black
said,
kids.
I tried to mentor several men, African American men.
And what happened?
It's kind of hard to go to your job when every day a woman comes up in your face, cursing you out, threatening you, acting a nut because you want discipline in your room. It's kind of hard to do that.
So who is the person
And
getting in
what-
the person's face?
Oh yes, I've had to actually go in and step in and ask the gentleman to leave because I could tell the mother was going to keep on until maybe she'd have pushed the wrong button and whatever. You know, it's hard to have somebody cursing you off and telling you off.
So
anyways.
who is
But when
cursing
you
who?
come in-
Ms. Bonds, who's cursing who out? The parents?
The mother.
Okay.
The parents.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So they're a threat to
I told
teachers
you they
as well.
have more
It's not-
rights.
It's not just the students. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
More rights. And I caution this one. I said, if the student is speaking that way, honey, when the mom comes in, be prepared because he learned all those words for her. And when she came in, of course. Well, I'm happy for him now because he's a coach at a college out west, and I'm very happy for him.
So we would
He
tell
left. He just
teachers
said, "I
to
can't."
prepare themselves not just to deal with what potentially could be disruptive and dangerous student behavior, that they're going to have
Yes.
to deal with the parents as well that can be equally as dangerous and disruptive. But we got to leave it there, Ms. Bonds.